Welcome to Korean Cinema Channel. Today I would like to send you the following news. Guo Yuxin's with Jin Chang'an is finally going to be released. This new drama is addictive from the very first episode. A female general falls in love with a prince from an enemy country, a sweet and heart-wrenching story. An amnesiac prince becomes a loyal dog, another dark horse in the historical drama genre. What truly makes with Jin Chang'an explode beyond expectations is how ruthlessly it forces its characters into impossible emotional corners. Lee Shuang is not written as a symbolic strong woman for decoration. She is strong because every decision costs her blood, loyalty, and love. The series refuses to soften her edges. When war drums sound, she does not hesitate. When feelings surface, she does not retreat. This brutal honesty is exactly why audiences are so deeply hooked. The relationship between Lee Shuang and Jin evolves from tenderness into devastation with terrifying speed. Early episodes lull viewers into a false sense of security, shared campfires, quiet conversations beneath the stars, fleeting smiles exchanged in stolen moments. But the moment Jin regains fragments of his memory, the tone shifts sharply. The man who once followed Lee Shuang like a loyal shadow is suddenly burdened with a crown soaked in enemy blood. Love becomes a liability. Trust turns into a weapon. One of the most talked about scenes occurs when Lee Shuang discovers Jin's true identity on the battlefield. Surrounded by fallen soldiers, banners torn by arrows, she locks eyes with him across the smoke. There are no tears, no dramatic confession, only a single question spoken through clenched teeth. Was any of it real? Jin cannot answer. That silence hits harder than any declaration. Social media erupted overnight, with viewers calling it emotional execution in broad daylight. Guo Yuxin's performance here is nothing short of explosive. She conveys heartbreak without collapsing into fragility, rage without losing dignity. Her eyes do the storytelling, controlled, restrained, yet burning with suppressed pain. This is not a love-struck heroine waiting to be saved. This is a commander choosing whether to spare or destroy the man she loves. Jin Chang'an, meanwhile, delivers a surprisingly layered portrayal of Jin. His transition from amnesiac gentleness to conflicted royal authority feels organic and haunting. Especially after the blood pact awakens, his black-clad guardian appearances blur the line between devotion and curse. Every time he arrives to save Lee Shuang, viewers are reminded, this love was never meant to be safe beyond romance. With Jin, Chang'an distinguishes itself through its unflinching depiction of war and power. Betrayal does not come from faceless villains but from people with understandable motives. Patriotism clashes with humanity. Victory tastes bitter. The series asks a brutal question: when the world demands loyalty to a nation, what happens to the heart? By the end of the early episodes, one thing is clear: this is not a drama built for comfort viewing. It is sharp, emotionally violent, and unapologetically intense. And that is exactly why it has become the darkest horse of the 2025 costume drama season. With Jin, Chang'an doesn't just tell a love story, it dissects it, leaving viewers shattered, obsessed, and desperate for what comes next on the battlefield. Lee Shuang becomes something almost feral in her bravery. In a brutal close combat sequence, she charges straight into enemy ranks, blades clashing at arm's length. Blood splashes across the lens. She wipes it from her face with the back of her hand and keeps moving, eyes locked forward, breath steady. There is no hesitation, no glamour, only survival and duty. These raw, unfiltered war scenes strip away romantic fantasy and force the audience to confront the cruelty of real combat. Viewers don't just watch the battle, they feel trapped inside it. A protagonist with three identities. The most irresistible hook of with Jin Chang'an lies in Jin's triple identity construction. By day, he is the amnesiac Jin, pure, obedient, almost childlike in his reliance on Lee Shuang. He follows her closely, afraid of being abandoned, clinging to the fragile warmth of a life he doesn't remember choosing. By night, he becomes the mysterious black-clad one, a lethal presence moving through shadows, eliminating threats before they can reach her. And behind both masks stands his true self, Jin Chang'an, the iron-blooded prince of the enemy state, born to rule and destroy. This constant fracture between who he is, who he was, and who he wants to be fuels the drama's relentless tension. One moment, Jin nervously asks where the bathing water is, sleeves rolled up like an obedient soldier. The next, Jin Chang'an commands armies with cold authority. The contrast is jarring and devastating. A standout scene captures this inner collapse perfectly. As Jin washes his face by the river, the rippling water suddenly reflects the pattern of his lost crown. He freezes. Then, in a frenzy, he smashes at the water with his bare hands, as if trying to shatter the truth itself. No screaming. No tears. Just ragged breathing, veins standing out in his neck, eyes red with denial. When he finally whispers, "So? I really am that man," the weight of destiny crashes down in silence. The Blood Pact. Love is a curse. The series' most daring innovation is the Blood Pact, a supernatural bond born not of vows, but of violence and fate. Poisoned by dark magic, Duan Ao Dang loses his memory and regresses physically. It is Li Shuang who finds him in that broken state and gives him the name Jinan, unknowingly tying her life to his when their blood accidentally mingles. The pact is sealed. From then on, Jinan can sense Li Shuang's mortal danger. Each time she stands at death's edge, he transforms, instantly, mercilessly, into a living weapon summoned by instinct rather than choice. Even the intimate scenes reject softness. During a Blood Pact episode, Jinan grips Li Shuang's throat as the curse surges, blood at the corner of his mouth as he presses his lips to hers, not out of romance, but desperation. Violence and closeness collide, exposing how their bond is as much a curse as it is salvation. With film-level production quality, meticulous costume design, and performances that cut deep. With Jin Chang'an doesn't seduce viewers, it ambushes them. This is not a love story meant to be gentle. It is sharp, painful, and unforgettable. The action scenes are designed to emphasize a sense of coolness, with Guo Yuxin showcasing the heroism and decisiveness of a female general, whether drawing a bow, engaging in close combat, or commanding troops. In one scene, she tears off an enemy flag with a single hand. The wind of blood and sand rushes in, and the sound of the flag tearing is deafening. The war scenes avoid lengthy slow-motion close-ups, focusing instead on intense hand-to-hand combat to realistically depict the brutality of the battlefield. On the battlefield, Li Shuang and Jinan gaze at each other across a battlefield strewn with corpses, silently turning their horses around simultaneously, back to back, fighting side by side. This scene evokes the feeling that the highest form of love is when two people fight side by side without needing to look back, yet still sensing each other's presence. Guo Yuxin's performance breathes life into the character. She designed many subtle movements. When her brother touches a raw nerve by saying she's not a member of the Li family, her eyes fill with tears, yet she bravely holds them back, portraying the character's outwardly strong but inwardly tender nature and layers of depth. The drama with Jin Chang'an transcends the realm of a simple romance, delving into the complex intertwining of humanity, love, and war. The patriotism in the drama is not merely a slogan, but is interpreted through the concrete actions of each character. The deputy general's choice to become a spy because his wife and children are in Dayao showcases the bond between the individual and their family. The military supervisor's courage in shielding the enemy from arrows demonstrates his responsibility and commitment to the nation. The scene where Li Shuang and Jinan face the enemy together, fighting back to back, tightly weaves the emotions of family and country together. When the war ended, Li Shuang escorted Jinan to the border, and the two stood on either side of the boundary marker for a long time. Jinan softly asked, "Next time we meet, will we be enemies or friends?" Li Shuang planted her sword in the soil and replied, "Next time we meet, I will return this sword to you." The emotional storyline of with Jin Chang'an breaks away from traditional historical romance tropes. Li Shuang is actually connected to three men: the amnesiac and loyal Jinan, the mysterious Xuan Yike who protects her, and Duan Ao Dang, her nemesis. This multi-layered relationship not only enhances the dramatic tension but also deepens the emotional layers between the characters. From fighting side by side on the battlefield to scheming in the court, from personal emotions to national righteousness, with Jin Chang'an tells a poignant love story that transcends national and personal grievances in 38 episodes. Thank you for watching my channel. See you in the next videos. Thanks.